Hello my friends, welcome back to my channel. My name's Kat and today I'm doing a 3 looks 1 palette with my Ace Beaute Classical Paradise. I did upload a 2 looks 1 palette with this palette when I first got it and I just don't like it. I don't like the video, I don't like the looks I did, I don't like how I look in the video, so I just wanted to redo it. And I also feel like 2 looks isn't enough for this palette. I felt like I needed 3 to really show you what this palette can do. So this is what the palette looks like. It's such a gorgeous autumnal color scheme. You've got like the murky green, the mustard, orange, and then you've got these really beautiful like dark berry tones. It's such a stunning palette and I really enjoyed creating 3 looks with it. If there are any other eyeshadow palettes that you'd like to see an extra like 3 looks with, please leave me a comment down below. I'm thinking of doing another one with my my Moonspell palette. I'm thinking of doing another one with this and possibly another one with my Oceanic palette. And maybe my Book of Magic palette. Like, I just feel like there are some palettes that I just really want to like just do another one just to show how many looks you can get from palettes. And it's also for me to show me how many looks I can get from my palettes. Before we get into it, I just want to remind you guys that in my description box, I put everything that I use on my face and everything that I use in the looks. And I'm thinking if I can, I'm going to start putting like what I'm wearing down in the description box as well. So if you ever want to have a look at what I'm wearing, then it's all down in the description box. I also have a link to my Cat Recommends playlist on Spotify, which is all the stuff that I'm listening to right now if you're interested in it. And I also have a link to my Ko-fi, which is basically like a website where you can pay for me to have a coffee if you like my content and you would like to support me a little bit more. That would be really great. No pressure, obviously. Do what you like. But I just thought I would just remind you that it's there because I don't really talk about it. So I just thought I'd remind you that it is down in the description box. I'm hoping to have magic links by the time this video goes up. So anything that has a star next to it is a magic link. So it does mean that I earn like a small bit of commission for every link that you click. But anyway, I created 3 looks. I did this smoky, purple, red, yellow, orange look that I love, and I did like a burgundy smoky eye and a green and yellow gunmetal wing. You'll see. So if you want to see those looks, then just keep on watching. Okay, welcome to look number 1 with the Classical Paradise. I want to do something really smoky and red. That's just what I'm feeling. So I'm going to be using like this red here, probably this shade Hay, and the shade Harvest, and probably a little bit of the shade Rye. I just want it really blown out, really smoky, and then I want to cut the lid. I want to put Hay and Harvest on the lid. I think that's just going to be really pretty. I just want to keep it like one colour family is my kind of plan. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm starting with the shade Clay and I'm just going to tuck this into my crease. So I'm just popping the colour down and then blending it out. I love these reds because they're like purpley reds. They're like berries. They're just so pretty. I'm not focusing too much on getting like a perfect blend because I'm going to blend this out with a lighter shade. So it looks quite sloppy, but promise it will get better. Okay, and then I'm going to take a massive fluffy brush and I'm going to go into the shade Rye, which is this kind of like beigey shade at the top. And I'm going to use this to blend this clay shade out. You just see like how much smoother and softer that has made it. I'm going to go back in with a little bit more clay just to make sure we haven't lost any of the intensity where I want it, and then just back with the big brush and just keep it nice and smooth. And then to deepen this up even more, we're going to go into the shade Soil, which is a bit darker and a bit more purple, and I'm going to just really tap off the brush, and I'm just going to pop that right in the outer corners. And then I'm going back with the brush that I used for clay and just blending that. And then back with the big brush to blend it all. Okay, so now we're going to work on the shimmers. Just wiping my brush. So I'm just going to take a flat brush and I'm going to take some of my NYX glitter glue and I'm going to carve out my crease. And then I'm going to do 2 shades on the lid. So I'm going to start with the shade Hay, and then I'm going to go into the shade Harvest. So I'm going to pick up Hay first and use this to sort of get that crease really sharp. And I'm going to bring it about halfway. And then I'm going to go into Harvest, which is the more like bronzy, pinky bronzy shade. And I'm going to pop that in the center. And then we're going to fade it into the mattes in the outer corner and blend it into Hay as well. So I'm just going to take the brush that I used the deepest purple with and just get over those edges, and there we go. That looks really pretty. I'm going to take a bit of Hay on my finger, which is like, it's like a really nice like pinky peachy kind of shade, and then a little bit of Harvest. And there we go. I like putting 2 shades across the lid because it can kind of make it look like duochromatic. And I think that's really pretty. I'm going to quickly hop off camera. I'm going to do my base, do my eyebrows, and then we can come back and we can do the lower lash line together. Okay, so base is on, eyebrows are done, so we can move on to the lower lash line. So for my lower lash line, I'm going to start with the shade Clay, and I'm going to pop this quite close to the lower lash line and kind of smoke it out a little bit as usual. Then on the inner portion of my lower lash line, I am going to use the shade Maze. I'm going to pop that in. I love like purple, burgundy and yellow together, so I'm just going to pop that in the front here and then kind of blend it into the purple on the bottom and then wrap it into my inner corners. And then I'm going to take a little bit, see, I feel like if I put sunflower in the inner corner, then it will like make it too pale yellow. I want to keep it like that mustardy, so I'm going to take a little bit of barley on my finger. It was all way too much. Just tap it off on my hand a little bit and just pop a little bit onto, oh, how did I manage to do that? Well, managed to get purple eyeshadow all over my face. I think that looks really cool, that like purple and yellow contrast. I really like purple and yellow together. They work really well, and because it's like a burgundy purple and like a mustardy yellow, I think it just looks really nice. I like it a lot. Okay, and that's where I'm gonna leave it for shadow. So I'm just gonna go and put on some mascara, some eyeliner, some lipstick, and then we can regroup. Okay, and here is the finished look all put together. I did kind of bring down the brightness a little bit because I felt like I was a little bit washed out. I hope I can edit that in post so you can see like a bit more realistically like what it all looks like. But this is the look. I love it. I think it's so pretty. I'm so glad I did that yellow in the corner. I think it just gives it a little bit more like something a little bit more interesting, and I just love the contrast as well. So to finish the look up, I used the Beauty Bay pastel eyeliner in the shade Ice Lemonade, which is like a really pale yellow. I just thought bring more of that yellow element into it, and it kind of brightens up my eyes a little bit. Kiko Milano Extra Sculpt Mascara as always, and then for my lips I went for the Kaleidos Lip Clay in the shade Dune. It's more of like a rosy tone, so I thought it would go with the purples really well. And yeah, that is the end of this look. I'm really pleased with it. I think it looks really pretty. And let's jump on in to look number 2. Hello, welcome to look number 2. If I look a bit rough, it's because I look a bit rough. It's been a very long week. I'm very tired. So I'm just gonna prime my eyes, and then we can get into it. So for this second look, I want to do something with the shade Golden Apple. I'm thinking Golden Apple, Maize, possibly Barley, and the shade Mineral. That's what I'm thinking, like those kind of tones together. I love this green with this shade Mineral. I think it's super nice. Do you know what? I'm just gonna kind of get into it and see, I'm knocking everything over, and just kind of see where it goes. But I'm gonna start by putting Maize just in the front half of my crease. So I'm just taking it on a nice big fluffy brush, and I'm just gonna start swirling it right in the front of my crease. And then I'm gonna go into Golden Apple, which is the murky green, and I'm just gonna put that in the outer half of the crease, and I think I'm gonna do like a wing is what I'm thinking. So I'm gonna do that in the outer half of my crease and then wing it out. And then I'm just going to do the same on the lower lash line. So I'm going to put the green on the outer corners and then the yellow on the inner corners, and join it up with that, and then yellow. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a flat brush and I'm going to carve out a wing shape in the winged eyeshadow with my NYX glitter glue. So I'm first going to tap it all across the lid, and then I'm gonna, you know, you can be kind of not messy with this, but you don't have to be particularly precise, because you can be more precise with the shadow. And then I'm just carving it, and then we're gonna go into a wing. So the first shade I'm gonna go into is Barley, which is the sort of like pale shade here, and I'm just gonna pop that in the front and use this to really get that definition in the crease. And then I'm going to go into Mineral, and that's what I'm going to use to do like the wing shape. And fill in the rest of my lid. I think that looks really cool. I really like that. And then in my inner corner, I'm going to use the shade Sunflower, which is the pale yellow. I'm going to pop that into my inner corner for my inner corner highlight. Very cute. Okay, I'm going to quickly go and repeat this on the other eye. I'm going to do the rest. I'm going to sort out my base because it's just, most of it's come off anyway. Put on some lipstick and then we can regroup. Okay, and this is the whole look put together. I think it looks really cool. Like, I really like it. It's like really smoky, really like dirty, grungy, and then that like graphic wing with like, it's sort of like, I don't know how to describe this shade. It's kind of like a rosy silver is like the best way I can describe it. But I love that like rosy silver into like the really light bright champagne. I just think it looks really cool. I really like it. To finish it off, I went for the Nicka K Auto Eyeliner in Inchworm, the Kiko Milano Extra Sculpt Mascara, and my lipstick. Where have I put it? I've got all of the oh, there we go. The Kaleidos Lip Clay in Terra. I've got all of the shades like strewn out across my table. But yeah, that is it for this look. Yeah, that's it. I don't know what I was expecting to say, but that's it for this look. Let's move on to look number 3. Hello, welcome to the third and final look. I want to do a really smoky look. I'm gonna do something I haven't really done before. But basically what I want to do is I want to put this shade Earth. I want that all over the lid because it's like a really dark, intense purple, like berry purple. I want this all over the lid, blended into clay, then into vegetation, and then into maze. So it's like a kind of sunset eye. That's what I'm thinking. Oh, I don't know why. So I'm just gonna start and see how it goes. So I'm gonna start with the shade Earth, and I'm gonna put this all over my lid. And I'm just using like a packing brush to do so. And I'm just popping it down. See, it's just like a really dark, like berry burgundy. Okay, so then I'm gonna go into the shade Clay, and I'm gonna start blending that out. Just on sort of like in like the very socket of my crease. I think this is going to be one of those looks that looks bad until it doesn't, you know what I mean? Like one of those. Okay, and now I'm gonna go into vegetation, which is the really gorgeous like burnt orange. We're gonna go just above that and use that to blend out clay. I'm gonna go back and intensify Earth, and I might use a bit of soil as well, which is like the one that's just slightly lighter. But I think this is just going to be a look that needs a lot of like blending and patience, I think. And then I'm going to go into Maze, which is the yellow, and just get the very outer edge. Okay, and now I'm going to go back through with every shade and just kind of deepen, blend, like get it really like exactly how I want it to be. So I'm going to go back with Earth and put that really close to my lash line. And then I am going to take a little bit of soil, which is this shade here. So it's kind of like the in-between of clay and soil, and I'm just going to that in the middle. A bit more vegetation, which is the orange. Sorry, I'm getting like really out of frame. And then finally Maze, which is that yellow. I think I might actually put soil on my lid because I really like the tone of soil. So I'm just gonna pop that across the lid. Okay, yeah, this is what I had in mind. I would have even loved it if the purpliness was even more purple, but I do still think it looks really cool. So I'm gonna quickly do my base. I'm gonna do my eyebrows, and I think for my lower lash line I'm just gonna do the exact same, so like purple into orange into yellow. So I'll probably come back with that on. And actually, what am I going to do for my inner corner? I think for my inner corner, I'm going to do the shade Hey, which is, why am I holding the palette like that? That's so weird. This shade here, which is kind of like a rosy shade. Yeah, I think that looks pretty. So we'll just do that in the inner corner. So I'm going to just do the whole of my lower lash line as well. Eyeliner, mascara, everything. And then we'll come back with it all put together. So I'll be back in a second. Okay, and this is the look all put together. What do you think? I think it's really cool. I love the transition of like the purple into the red, into the orange, into the yellow. I think it looks really, really cool. So to finish it off, I used, let's think ID. Sorry. To finish it off, I used the LA Girl lip liner in Blaze in my waterline, Kiko Milano Extra Sculpt Mascara as always, and then I went for the Kaleidos Lip Clay in Sienna, which is just like a really nice brown, and I think it looks really nice with it. So that is, sorry, my fringe is just not, it just doesn't look good right now. My hair just doesn't look good. Anyway, let's zoom out and finish this video up. Okay, and those are my 3 looks. Which one was your favorite? I feel like it's a draw between this one and the first look. Like, I just really, really love these like burgundy red tones, which is so funny because when I bought this palette, the reason I bought it was for like the green and the yellow and like that sort of like top row, but actually like I really love this bottom row. I think it looks I just love it with my green eyes as well. I think it really like makes them look more piercing, and I just really like it. You all know my opinion on Ace Beaute as a brand. It's my favourite eyeshadow formula, especially for the mattes. The shimmers are very pretty. They're not my absolute favourite. I feel like a broken record saying this again and again, but the matte formula is just perfect to me. I find it so easy to work with, and always it just looks really impactful and beautiful, and I just love it. But yeah, that is it for this video. I really hope you enjoyed. If you did, please like and subscribe. That would be really, really cool. And as always, eat good, drink good, take care of yourself, and I will catch you in the next one. Bye.